Okay. Now, the Snowman name,
Yeah,
it came from you going door to door and offering to shovel people's snow.
shovel snow,
Right. You became
the
the
snowman,
Snowman. You had the little H to it, you have
SHNOW,
tattooed all over you.
all over, bro. SHNOW,
Right.
big snow.
You turn it into a real business. You would charge people $25 for the driveway,
Yeah,
you know, $50 for the whole thing. They would give you the keys to their car, you would warm up their car, and turn it
yeah,
into a little bit of business, and
for
the name
sure.
just stuck.
That is the truth. Yeah, man. I always had that hustle mentality. Coming from Jersey, I'm one of five. So I was the youngest. So even with food, but I had to figure out ways to find my advantage. So shoveling was the easiest. I would wait till the winter months and set my alarm early when guys would be like talking about, oh, we're about to play Xbox like all day. I'm like, nah,
Hmm.
I'm finna go and try to get some money so I can get more on the Xbox. Like I'm gonna sit out for one day and then get the little Xbox cards, 20 like 30 like dollar clips and do my thing. Uh and it was a good experience. But also, I think that truly was what molded me and made me to who I am today. Because like I was going left when everybody was going right. Like, oh, we're gonna like do this, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do this. And but like some people would look and be like, like what's Doc up to? And look, shoot, like turned out to this.
Yep.
Crib, boat, I live a good life, man. And that shoveling stuff really changed the person who I am. And I really wish that kids would find the itch now to really, figure it out because the world is drastically different, but it's wide open, like for the kids that could just go left instead of right. Like you want to be on your phone scrolling? Nah, bro. Pick up a book ever quick and figure out
Yeah.
who needs their garbage cans washed out or like just the small stuff, but the kids ain't doing it.
No, I feel you. I mean, as a kid, my parents didn't have a lot of money. So we had a manual lawnmower,
Right.
without the motor, the one you'd have to push
Yeah.
with the blades.
We had that too.
Yeah. So I would start going door to door,
Yeah.
you know, made a little bit of money. And I
Fact.
figured, oh, it's a little bit too much work. Let me get a paper out. But that started the hustle of getting your own money because the stuff I wanted, my parents couldn't get me.
For sure.
So, that's the thing. Like raising kids, you got to have them work those jobs early on as opposed to just feeling they can just ask mom and dad for some money because that installs that hustle and that actually worked for you as well.
It worked.
Yep.
It worked, man. And my kids will know as well. It'll be harder because they're in this life, but they gonna learn quick.
So the football, what age did that start?
Man, when did football start? I don't have an exact age. I'm gonna say, really, it started when I was probably 5,
Okay.
but I probably got on the field when I was probably 7. Like when I really got on the football field, I was young, very, very young.
Like Pop Warner?
Pop Warner, flag for sure. St. Cecilia Golden Knights was in Woodbridge.
Okay. But I mean, you're not a receiver, you're not a quarterback, you're a bigger guy.
Some might say that I'm not a receiver
Are you a receiver?
or
Am I
one of
wrong?
those guys. I am.
You are.
I am
Okay,
all of
my
those.
bad. Sorry.
I am all of those,
I'm just looking
Vlad.
at your current position. That's what I'm
Nah,
saying. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, so you were actually playing all the different positions back then.
I have 2 touchdowns in the league.
Okay.
Like, so I see myself as a skinny guy trapped in a big guy body. You feel what I'm saying? Uh, that's that's how I live life. But yeah, truthfully, I am a left tackle. No, I'm the best at what I do. I think that truly I am ahead of my charge. Like when you look at the NFL, a lot of people look at it like as one whole, right? But when it comes to contracts and position base and it's all based of your progression of how you're going. So if I'm in year 8, who else is in year 8? That's who I'm working against, not in the year 15, 16, which I am, but still it goes in its brackets. Because if I'm advanced in year 8, yes, I'm supposed to be good, but obviously the guy in 15 years should be a little bit better than the guy in 8, but I'm saying that I am truly the best at what and I do.
Okay. So you graduate high school. Now, in high school, you're a football star?
Eh,
Not really.
partially, but not really. No.
Okay, so you weren't
Truthfully, no.
recruited heavily by a bunch of schools or nothing?
Zero.
Really?
Yeah, Rawway, I hate to say it, man. Rawway didn't really know how to treat their players yet, right? Like they would just pick favorites, the guys that were buzzing in high school and not look at what the guys were to become. Like everybody was looking at the right now. Like I wasn't that right now guy in high school. I did go to an all-star game, but I still like feel like I stumbled in. I don't even know how I really had my all-star game, but or got invited to it. But I got invited to an all-star game my senior year, and that was like that. And then after that, uh, still really had no schools. I was getting recruited by like Bethune-Cookman, right? And in Rawway, like we didn't really even know like nothing about conferences or nothing. Like if Alabama would have offered me in Bethune-Cookman, I would have said, wait, Alabama or Florida? I'm going to Florida.
Yeah.
And not even knowing like the value of what the schools are. But yeah, so after like high school, I had to go to prep school. I went to a military prep.
Yeah, Hargrave.
Hargrave,
Yeah.
for sure. It was a military prep school um,
To get your grades up.
to really get my SAT scores as high as they can so I could be uh, cleared for the NCAA, I think it's called Clear House or something like that. But it was in Virginia. I was there, and what's actually cool now is I got two people that I was in Hargrave with are actually my teammates now for the Bills, which is super dope, bro. Leonard Floyd and Shaq Lawson. Leonard actually was right
Hmm.
across the hall in the barracks. He's still the same quiet dude, but just a baller. And Shaq is still Shaq, loud and wild. But yeah,
Okay, so after finishing Hargrave, getting your grades up and your scores up, you originally were supposed to go to University of Cincinnati,
yeah,
but you ended up going to Temple.
for sure.
So now you start playing at Temple, freshman year. How was your first year?
First year was good. First year was really good. I came in there. First of all, when I got in there, it was horrible. I was I was like overweight from being down south and not even knowing like what the south food was. Then to get into Temple, I was, struggling like in the conditioning part. And then I got a shot. I think I started first game against like Notre Dame. And then I was playing like right guard. And then I went from right guard to eventually right tackle. And then I broke my foot against Louisville. And I think that's when Louisville had, if I'm correct, Teddy Bridgewater, and it was a big game, and I broke my right foot, and that was that.
Okay, so you're playing for Temple and you're doing well,
Yeah.
but then 2015 rolls around. You go to a club called 1800 with a teammate, Chris Myrick.
Chris Myrick,
Myrick,
yeah,
sorry.
he was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Was this a white kid?
white boy,
Right. And
but
this was
Philly is all brothers.
right. So it was an all black club essentially. He was like the only white kid in the
Yeah.
club. What happens next?
So Chris Myrick was the only white boy in the party, right? The only white guy in the party, which, like when you go to a predominantly black school, the white guy kind of becomes like a black guy, like white tone, like BSF tone, right? So like BSF tone is like the Myrick, right? It's just like the Myrick. So he's around us. He feels like us. He's cultured. Like
Yeah.
he's an Eminem. He has like that juice.
He's DJ Flat.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He's
Right.
you,
He's me.
right? So he feels comfortable, but there's always a pocket of dudes that are just haters, natural born haters from birth. I call them natural born haters, Vlad. And these group of dudes, they were just haters. So they decided to start with Myrick. Out of everybody in the party that they could have started with, they chose Myrick, right? And of course, Myrick's not a fighter. Like most of the white guys, like they not about to fight unless you are special, right? Myrick is not one of those guys. He was not. So I'm off of the stage now because I see him and Myrick talking or having a few words. And as I'm standing there, I just see a hand come across and I see Myrick go down. So my head turns as Myrick goes down, my body reacts, and I react and defend Myrick. And now I start handling the guy. Uh, fight breaks out. Now my teammates see me fighting. Now it's a brawl. His guys are swinging. I'm swinging. We're fighting. And like once, like we're football players. So like we're naturally aggressive. So like we're violent all of the time until we don't have to be. When we're off of the field, we're not violent until you turn that on. And then when you turn it on, the violent strikes up. So when it strikes up, it strikes up. So uh basically he got handled for messing with our white boy, our Vlad. And that was that. But the kid, like we wound up breaking his face.
Well, you broke his orbital bone
Yeah,
and gave him a concussion.
yeah. Double
This
whammy.
wasn't just a regular fight. This
Double
got
whammy.
this got kind of brutal.
Yeah. Violent.
Yeah.
Fourth and Burks.
Right.
You know, so reputation to uphold and life to go about. But I got in trouble really because what was the word in court was you're not supposed to kick or hit a defenseless person, right? So I had to go to jail, right? I got locked up.
Right. Well, because he pressed
He
charges
pressed charges
for aggravated assault,
for sure.
which is that's a felony.
It's a felony, yes,
That's like with intent to kill,
for
basically,
sure.
or maim.
Yeah,
It's a serious charge.
it was
It's not
very,
just a regular misdemeanor fight.
it was very serious
But why did he even press charges?
because he's a bitch.
Right. You called him a clown.
Yeah,
And he
He's
said
a bitch.
you said he had a history of antagonizing athletes.
for sure. That is
So
exactly.
you know who it is.
Of course.
Okay.
His name is BJ. Still to this day, right? Like, I'm always curious, like, what are you doing now, right? Find him on Twitter,
Tabs on him.
keeping tabs, like, bro,
Okay.
like, why are you so corny, right? Like, why are you a hater? Still to this day, the number one thing that he's doing is talking about athletes. LeBron James.
Huh.
He was talking about Kobe at one point. He's just talking about the Eagles.
Right.
Just Temple sucks. They need to get rid of their football team.
Lifetime hater.
He's just a natural born hater.
Natural born hater. Okay.
NBH. Natural born hater. Right?
Okay. So the fight happens.
Yeah,
He presses charges.
for sure.
Now there's a warrant out for your arrest. Up to this point, have you ever been arrested before?
Nah, never been arrested. Police trouble, but raw way, they know you kind of, right, but never arrested, no.
Right. So you turn yourself in.
Like, what am I hiding for?
Right.
Right?
But then you get locked up.
Yeah.
For 2 days.
2 days. In Philly.
In
Young
Philly.
blonde kid. Blonde hair, big kid. I didn't know what to but like expect, Vlad. So
Yeah.
just to tell you where my head was at, right? When I turned myself in, like, so I have a brother. I have multiple brothers, but I have an older brother, same birthday. His name is Kareet. You know, Kareet was like, Kareet is my street brother. That's my big bro. He really lives that life. So I asked him, I was like, bro, what is there to expect, right? Like, what should I be aware of? Because I didn't know what was gonna happen, right? I've never been in there. Like, the first thing that we think of is what and we see on movies, right? Like, I'm thinking, all right, cool. I'm about to go in a big holding cell with a bunch of people. People are gonna be like looking around, like, yo, who's that? Who's that? And I'm a big light-skinned dude with a blonde mohawk. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to go in jail. I'm gonna have to beat somebody up in jail, and I'm gonna get more charges while I'm in jail. So that was my fear. I was like, bro, I'm about to end up years in prison for this one thing because I'm really in this cell or whatever, and I'm defending myself. So people know that just because like I got this blonde hair or I'm this big light-skinned dude, like I ain't nobody's punk. Like, so that's where my mind was of going in. But yeah, it was 2 days.
2 days, you bail out.
Bail out, and yep, my peoples.